Hello everyone, this is Ben with ERP Connect Consulting, and in this video we are going to walk through how to use a configuration package to upload data in Business Central. So let's jump right in. You can see my home screen here. In order to get to the configuration package to upload data, you're going to click on this search bar and just start typing in configuration. We'll select the first option here called configuration packages. And this will bring us into a list of the configuration packages we currently have in our Business Central environment. You'll notice that there's just one. This is one that's included with Microsoft. So what we're going to need to do is create a new configuration package in this instance. And you'll notice the new screen has a place for code and package name, which are required in order to upload this data. So I'm going to be uploading vendors for today's demonstration. So typically the code and package name I like to have be the same and have it be exactly what I'm doing in the system, in this case, uploading the vendor data. And the next thing you'll need is the table ID. You can either type it in here directly, or if you don't know the table ID that you're looking for to upload, you can simply hit the three dots. It will bring you up to this additional screen. You can search for the table that you need, or you can scroll down. In this case, I need vendor table number 23. So I'm just going to go ahead and click 23. If I click on the next line, I can, load multiple tables at the same time. Today, we're just going to load this one table, 23, for the vendors, and it's going to just ask you to check some additional fields. You can hit yes, just go ahead and close out of this, and then you'll notice that back on my first line for vendors, I have 85 fields available. Now, typically, you're not going to be loading all 85 fields or all however many fields are in your records. Again, this is going to work the same for vendors, customers, items, whatever you need to load. You would just select the table ID and then export the template and then import it back in. But before we get to that, I want to explore these 85 fields. Again, typically you're not going to need all 85. So what I like to do is I like to clear everything initially and then only select the fields that I need to import. So in this case, number is going to always default. Every record in the database needs a unique key or a primary key, and that in this case is number. But in this case for my vendors, I also want to import their name. I want to import address 1 and 2. I would like to import the city. I would like to import the state. For some reason, it's called county in my demonstration instance. I would also like to import the zip code, which should be called postcode here. I need to edit my list again, and we'll get out of that filter. I got the postcode, the country. I would also like my phone number. Again, all of this is searchable. And then the last thing I would like is my payment terms. So we can select the payment terms code there, go back, just go ahead and refresh the page. And that should update now from the 85. Let's go back into the correct configuration package. Go into my vendors, and now I only have 9 fields that I want to import. So you can click on this again, and it'll filter. You've got, again, the number, the name, the address information, city, state, zip, payment terms, and phone number. So this should be perfect. There's actually one more I want to add. I just want to add that country code, which is just going to be US in this case, but we do want to add that so we can have some full address information. So we should be good to go now. I've got now the 10 fields that I need to import. And again, the first step would just be to simply export the template and then use your data, copy that into the import template, and then use that to migrate the data into Business Central. So before we do this, you'll notice that there are 6 database records in the system. When I export this, if I go to package and export to Excel, there should be 6 records already in my package, which is the pre-existing data that I have in Business Central today. So if I bring this over and I edit my Excel document, this is going to be the vendors that I have currently in the system with their address information, payment terms information, and country, region, and zip code information. So most likely you're going to have some sort of data from another system. I've exported this data from a system other than Business Central. You'll notice that, the headers don't necessarily match. So there will be some work on your end to, migrate this data into the template. Another thing you're going to want to check for is things like payment terms aren't free form text. Payment terms is a table in Business Central. I can show you that real quick. So if I search for payment terms, this is just one example. My values in my configuration package have to match what I have in the payment terms table in Business Central. So for example, you'll notice I have net 30 and net 60. Neither of those exist in my payment terms table. They call it 30 days and 60 days. So I would have to update this to 30 days and 60 days. Luckily, cash on delivery already exists in my system, so there's nothing else I have to do here. This should now import into the system once I migrate the data into the template. So the next step would be to take that data that I have, copy in the vendor numbers, copy in the vendor names, take that address information as well as my city information, put that in. Let's see what else we need. We need phone number. Again, this isn't in order in how I exported it, so there is some work that needs to be done in order to put the data in the right format. If it's not in the right format, Business Central will not accept it. So it is crucial that this be in the same format, especially things like payment terms. You'll also see that if I scroll over this, it's saying code 10. That means the maximum amount of characters this field can be is 10. Similar with like number, maximum you can have is 20. Name as a text field, it can have 100. Just some helpful things that will help you load these without receiving any errors. And then finally, I need my state. And I can go ahead now and save this, and it will let me now import this into the system. So if I go back into Business Central, and instead of exporting this time, I would like to import, choose your download file, just give it a double click and then hit import. You'll now notice that I have 9 package records. This hasn't been applied to Business Central's tables yet. There's still only 6 database records. So after you click import from Excel and select your file, you need to apply the data. I'm just going to click yes to apply. Once it applies, it will tell you how many tables were processed. In this case, just one, table number 23 vendor. How many errors were found. Luckily, 0 errors in this run, since I did update those payment terms prior to import. 3 records were inserted. Those were my 3 new records I added. And 0 records were modified. Remember that, I took this and added these 3, but I did not delete out the 6 that were already pre-existing. So it didn't modify any of them because I didn't touch them. If I were to update a zip code or a payment term on, one of these other vendors that's already in the system, those would have been modified. However, in this case, it's just inserting 3. My number of package records goes to 0. My number of database records now goes to 9. And if I look at any of those vendors in the system, I should have sample vendors 1, 2, and 3 now in Business Central. And if I click into any one individually, I should see the address information and the phone number information that I imported. Again, those are just 9 or 10 fields out of the 85 potential fields you can load for vendors. And now all of this data will be in Business Central, ready for your use. Again, I think the main thing to remember here is that you're going to always search to configuration packages first. You're going to create a new configuration package in order to upload the types of data that you need. Again, we used vendors today, but you can do this with customers, items, literally any table that exists in Business Central that's not a posted transaction table. You'll simply select the fields you want, go up here to package, export to Excel, manipulate the data in a way that it will import with no data validation errors, save your Excel file, import from Excel, and then the final piece to that puzzle is applying the package. That's it on configuration packages and uploading data. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this helpful or you'd like any help, please subscribe. Feel free to reach out to me. We always love helping out new Business Central clients and customers, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.